Hi guys, it's KINO. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is for those of you who have been feeling particularly drawn to a certain person. Maybe you have been thinking about them a lot. Their energy has been popping up everywhere for you. And we are going to get to the bottom of that in today's reading and see what your spiritual team has to say about why you might be feeling this way and why you may be experiencing these things. And this reading is for any type of connection, regardless of how close you may or may not be in the 3D or the nature of the relationship. This is really for any person who has been on your mind and that you've been feeling drawn to. There are 4 readings for you guys to choose from today, and we're going to be using a different tarot deck for each group. And I've also placed a different crystal on top to help you pick. And I'm going to be showing you a random card from each deck so that you can also get a feel for what the artwork looks like. So when you're choosing your group, you could be drawn to the crystal, the back artwork of the deck, the front artwork, or the actual card that appears for you. But without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For group number 1, we have this white agate and the Sleepwalker tarot. And your random card is the 10 of Cups. For group number 2, we have this Angel Aura Rose Quartz and the Way of the Panda tarot. And your random card is also the 10 of Cups. For group number 3, we have this Desert Rose Selenite and the Botanica Oculta tarot. And your random card is the Queen of Wands. And for my group number 4s, we have this Fluorite and the Spiritsong tarot. And your random card is the 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so just in case you need a bit more time to pick, these are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one or ones are calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the white agate, this is going to be your reading. I want to start by just going through the full breakdown of today's reading. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. And here on YouTube, we're going to start with an energy check to make sure this is your group. And we're going to be talking about your experience of the connection. So if what I describe does sound like how you've been feeling towards this person, then that's your sign that this is your group. Then we are going to move into the main question of the day. Why are you drawn to this person? And at the very end, we're going to see what your guides think about this connection. And then in the extended, it's kind of going to be like the same reading, but for your person. So we are going to see what their experience of this connection has been. Is it similar to you? Is it different? We're going to see what their guides think of the connection. And then we are going to see what will end up happening between the two of you. So that is the reading for today, and let's get started. The first thing we have to see is your experience of the connection. So we are starting with the heart, nourish, lovers, okay, divine counterpart, chemistry, partnership. And finally, we have saloon, escapism, good times, hideout. Okay, what I can say right off the bat for my group number 1s is that this is the energy of a connection that makes you very happy. So if you're drawn to someone and you're like mad about it, if you're like, oh, why does this person's energy keep coming up? I don't think this is your group. I think you are very excited and very happy anytime this person's energy comes up, because this person's energy just lifts your spirits so much. There's heavy lover energy in these oracle cards. Like, we literally have the lovers appearing here and we have lovers here. This is the heart card, but it is all about like love and relationships and romance. So it could be that for very many of you, the person on your mind is a romantic interest, but at the very least, I would say that you do feel a lot of love towards this person and a lot of affection towards them, and you really want the best for them. And there may be something special about them that just like gets you in your feels in a different way than you've ever experienced before. Like something about them just really pulls on your heartstrings. You may describe this person as adorable. Like every little thing they do just hits you right in the heart. Even if I just have this image of like, this is so silly, but like this person could be doing the most normal thing ever, like eating an apple. And you'd be like, oh my God, the way they eat that apple is so sweet. And then other people next to you would just be like, bro, they're literally eating an apple. But you can't help it because that's just like, they hit your heartstrings in this really special way. That is how it's coming through. I do feel like a strong longing to get close to this person. You may really feel like you crave this person or you ache to be close to them in a physical way, like just to be in physical proximity to them. And I actually think that if there was a lot of physical distance between you and this person, like for example, if they were all the way on the other side of the world, I feel like that would kind of hurt. Like you would really be longing for their physical closeness. I really do think with this Nourish card that this person existing and you knowing about this person or getting to have them in your life has been a really positive thing. I think that it has fueled you, like this Nourish card says. Maybe it gives you inspiration, it gives you motivation to keep going. You may feel that this person is very special to you. You've maybe even thought about the idea of this person being a divine counterpart of yours, being a soulmate of yours. We have two swans here. It's so cute how they're making a heart together. But swans do represent reflection and mirroring. So you may find that this person mirrors you in a lot of cool ways, that you have some really cool similarities, and you may also get quite excited when you find another way that you mirror each other, or you find another thing that you have in common, because of course it makes you feel close to this person. And I think in general, you just get excited when you get to learn something new about them, even if it's a very like normal or trivial fact about them. And that's something else that's so beautiful about this connection, is that the most normal, mundane, everyday things become like exciting or adorable to you. And that's a really beautiful energy to be in, where things are so bright and exciting. It's just really nice to sit with this energy and see how happy this person and this connection makes you. With the Saloon card here, with like escapism, hideout, because this is talking about your experience, for some of you, you might have this worry in the back of your mind of like, what if I'm leaning too much into this connection as a way to escape my problems? Or like, what if I'm fantasizing too much about this connection and that's taking me out of the present moment when really I should be in the present moment? You might worry about that sometimes because, you know, if this connection or thinking about this person makes you feel so good, I can definitely see why you would lean into that. There is kind of I want to say Piscean vibe to this card. Just the word escapism makes me think of Pisces. And also we do have like the little triangle here. That's the element of water. But also like Pisces placements or water placements could be significant to you or this person. I would say also Gemini, just because we have two cards that are very much reminding me of the Lovers card in tarot. But actually, now that I mention that, with Gemini and Pisces energy, that's very much giving psychic telepathic communication. So you may feel that you have a psychic connection with this person, that you receive telepathic messages from them. I also think that this connection has changed the way you perceive yourself in a good way. It's improved like how you view yourself, how you feel about yourself, and your and your potential. It's maybe inspired you to get more in touch with your intuition. Also, I think it's inspired you to think about how you can serve others and how you can make the world a better place. And I do think, if it hasn't already, this connection will really positively impact like your self-love journey. I see positive things here, and I'm excited to get into the tarot. Just one last thing I want to mention. We have the numbers 24 and 39 here, which could be relevant numbers to this connection. They don't have to be, but it could be extra confirmation for some of you. So for example, someone could be 24 years old or born on the 24th. Someone could be 39 years old or 42. They could be born in the year 1993, or the numbers 2, 4, 3, 9 could be present in your birthdays, in your life paths, something like that. But now, hopefully you have determined whether this is your group, and we're going to get into your Sleepwalker tarot. And let's see why it is that you are so drawn to this person. Why do they have this special effect on you and this special place in your heart? Why do they pull on your heartstrings like this? I would say as well, like, just looking at the leaves and the nest, you could feel very at home with this person's energy, or it feels very natural. Being drawn to them just feels natural. It feels like a moth going to the light kind of thing. And also looking at all of this liquor behind him, you could feel like you are drunk when you're around this person, or like drunk off the feelings for them. Or it just feels something about it feels magical and fantastical. I'm thinking about Supernatural by Ariana. Okay. Our group number ones. Why are my group number ones so drawn to this person? So, oh, look, we're starting off with the moon, which is more Piscean energy. And also, I just realized you guys had the 10 of Cups in the intro, like to choose your group, which is also Piscean energy. So I would not be surprised if one or both of you has Pisces placements, or maybe Pisces season is going to be like an important time in the connection, which is late February to late March. We have the Queen of Wands, which was the option for number 3, group number 3. And then we have the Strength card. I'm just checking how these fit in the frame. Okay. We have the Magician. And the 5 of Cups. And then we're also going to take the bottom of the deck energy to see how your guides feel. Okay, so for how your guides feel about this connection, we have the 2 of Cups, and I'm honestly not surprised to see that. This is a pretty obvious message, and I'm also pretty sure that you guys just clicked on this for confirmation, because like the energy is strong. Also, out of 6 cards that we pulled, half of them are major arcana, which is pretty significant. So I think that you incarnate a lot with this soul, not all the time, but frequently. And I think your souls have a very close bond. This is just my own little personal thing, but whenever I see the Strength card in a reading like this, it lets me know that your souls are best friends, like they're really, really close. And I also like that there's a lion on the Two of Cups card, because that's like the mascot of the Strength card. And it's really giving the feeling of you having a very strong soul bond to this person. And that's why I say I think you're just watching this for confirmation, because judging from what you've been feeling and experiencing, you probably already knew that or you were pretty sure, because the way this connection hits is just really special and really different. It like unlocks, it's like it unlocks a whole expansion pack on your emotions, and it's very wonderful. So yeah, where do I even start? I feel like I'm going all over the place. Let's start with the Strength card, because that's what we were just talking about. Your souls have a very, very strong friendship. I don't think, like I said, I don't think you necessarily meet each other in every single lifetime, but every time you do, you have a very important relationship. So I don't think you would ever just be like an extra in each other's lives or like a passing acquaintance. It's like when you have a lifetime together, you are like best friends, or you are lovers, or just you have a really close relationship. So I don't think that your relationship is bound to always be romantic. It might end up that way a lot of the time, because I think when a human experiences love that powerful, it could often manifest in that way. Actually, I don't know, but that's just the feeling I'm getting, like with Two of Cups, the Lovers, this imagery. For many of you, this could be romantic, but it could also just be like a really intimate and affectionate platonic relationship. I think that your main goal is to bring out the best in each other and lift each other's confidence and lift each other's self-esteem, which it's so cool that that message is coming out again, because I felt it intuitively in the first half that this connection will help you on your self-love journey, and it will positively impact how you perceive yourself. And that's really why you're here for each other. I often get a feeling with the Queen of Wands in this type of reading of being like someone who activates you. So, you know, if you have this like really amazing talent within you, or this burning passion within you of what you're meant to do in the world, something about meeting this person and observing this person and interacting with this person is really going to bring that out of you. So just for one example, like let's say you were meant to be a musician in this lifetime, and when you meet this person, you feel so intensely for them, you start making like crazy, beautiful music. I guess like muse may be another way to put it, but the word like activation always comes to me when I'm talking about this kind of thing. Like that talent and that passion and that calling already exists within you, and somehow meeting each other like sparks it. It like activates that passion within you. So I think that the more you lean into this connection, the more vitality you will feel and the more drive you will feel towards utilizing and exploring your gifts. And that's a really good thing, because that's one of the goals that you have for each other in this lifetime is like, I'm going to help you see how freaking amazing and talented you are, and I'm going to make all these feelings come out of you that you didn't even know were there, and I'm going to help you channel them into some like beautiful ass art or some beautiful work that will serve the community. Yes, I actually think muse is the word for that. But that's kind of what you are for each other, and what tends to happen when you incarnate together. I think that both of you are crazy talented, and you have a lot of drive, or you have the potential to be like a very driven and ambitious people in this lifetime. We have the moon here, which I definitely feel is, yeah, this is confirming the companionship of your souls, because we have these two dogs together, and that represents like loyalty and companionship and Yeah, best friendship. That is exactly what this is. It is so sweet. And I think that the moon is definitely confirming the psychic connection that exists between the two of you. You may communicate a lot at night or while you are sleeping. Like we have this person sleeping here, so ooh, that just hit me very strongly. So I know it's true. This person and you probably see each other and visit each other a lot in your dreams and like exchange energies that will help each other as you move into new stages of your life. And I don't exactly know what it is, but there's very specific points in which you will show up in each other's dreams. And maybe that's different for everyone who's watching this, but it's not random. The timing that you dream about each other is not random. It's not just like, oh, I randomly dreamed about you today. I guess I was thinking of you. I guess something reminded me of you. It's like, no, I'm appearing in your dream because I have something important to tell you, or I have some important energy to transfer to you because you are at this pivotal point in your life. So if you dream about this person, it's probably because something important is about to happen in your life, or like your energy is shifting and they were there for moral support, or like they were there to tell you something important. And that is making my eyes feel like they're sweating because it makes me feel very emotional that you show up for each other in that way. And it's also coming through that because we got that message that you may not necessarily incarnate together all the time, but you do always show up in each other's dreams. So like you could, maybe in another life, for example, you were incarnate here on earth and they were incarnate somewhere else, and your higher self still showed up in each other's dreams. So you're never really disconnected. It's just that you may not always literally be in physical vessels on the same planet at the same time. But yeah, even if you're far away, you're still connected, you're still guiding each other. That's kind of the very strong bond that you have. I love that even this Queen of Wands has her loyal companion. Black dogs or black cats could be relevant to this connection. It could be a sign that you see, or you could have such a companion animal at one point. What's interesting with this strength card is that it kind of looks like the devil. You know, the devil card has a scary figure that looks like this. And, you know, it looks so big and scary, but the point is that you have the inner strength, because strength is not about your size, it's about your soul. And you have the strength to tackle this being. So I think that another thing you do for each other is you help each other to gently tackle your limiting beliefs. That's the whole thing with strength, is that you don't win this battle through force or through intimidation. You win it through gentleness and kindness and compassion. And I think a valuable lesson that you'll teach each other is that you're not going to bully yourself into becoming better. You're not going to punish yourself into growth. You will love yourself there. You will show compassion to the parts of you that you struggle with, to your shadow. And that's how you will get better. That's how you will feel better. There's no point in your journey where you like have to be mean to yourself or have to harshly judge yourself. You can do it all with love. And I think the connection is teaching you that, because it's almost like, I guess in a way, this connection shows you what it truly feels like to have nothing but love for someone. And as you treat each other with this kind of unconditional love, you'll realize that this is how you should be treated as well. You know, like I would never imagine saying this mean thing to my person because they're so precious and they're doing their best. Like, why would I speak to myself that way? That doesn't make sense. It's like that kind of thing. The love that you show to each other, it kind of rubs off and helps you to be more loving and kind and compassionate to yourself too. And I'm just smiling because I have friends in my life who are like that. And it's so nice. I literally like hear them in my head and I'm like, nope, let me correct myself. Let me revoke that self-deprecating statement and say something more kind to myself. Like, this is the impact that you have on each other, and it's very sweet. And even like with the magician, it also feels like feeling empowered through this connection and feeling like you can manifest anything. I think that this connection also really, really boosts your creativity and your drive to make things and your drive to manifest things and to like get out there and make your mark on the world, you know? I think that if you were in kind of a reclusive energy, a hermit-like energy, a reserved energy, this connection would really pull you out, gently, of course, but like pull you out of your shell, remind you how the world needs you and how the world needs your energy, and allow you to take up space. When I was talking about you showing up in each other's dreams, I saw this kind of flash of yellow light, and I wonder if that was a reference to the solar plexus, because when I talk about taking up space and like shining your light in the world, it often makes me think of the solar plexus. So one of the reasons you show up in each other's dreams might be, one of the reasons they might show up in your dreams is to be like, hey, you, like, it's time to get out there. Get out there and show them what you've got. Show them, it's time to show the world the amazing you that I know and love. This is like the fourth time I think I'm getting emotional in this reading, but like the love and support that you have for each other is just so unmatched. And I think everyone deserves a best friend like the best friend that you have in each other. So they may show up, their energy may show up, or they may show up in your dream when you're starting to doubt yourself, or you're starting to hide your light away, or you're starting to think about like quitting on a goal. They show up to be like, hey, don't you dare. You keep shining your light. You keep believing in yourself, like to give you that lift. Like, yeah, like look at this 5 of Cups. This person feels gray and gloomy because they're only seeing the spilled cups, or maybe they're only choosing to see the spilled cups. And they don't see these beautiful shiny gold cups that are literally right there. All they have to do is turn their head. All they have to do is change their perspective and they will see it. And I feel like this magician is coming along to be like, hey, you remember how powerful you are. Remember all the gifts that you have. You just have to look over here. It's like whenever things are hard, whenever you're feeling down. Ooh, I just got a little bit mad. Not mad at anyone in particular. Just let's talk about this, because when you're down, this connection cheers you up. And some part of you has decided that that's escapism. Excuse me. Like, when you're feeling down, you deserve to and should do what you can to move into a place where you feel better. And this is like a healthy source of love and of feeling good. Like, why shouldn't you lean into that? Why should you have to lean into feeling bad about yourself as if like that's the default, and if you're trying to feel better about yourself, you're just escaping? We may need to work on like some blockages regarding deserving to feel good. This group you may need to affirm to yourself, like, I deserve to feel good. I deserve to move to where things feel better. I deserve to and should move to where there is less resistance. And honestly, I think this connection is going to help you do that. It's going to help remind you that you deserve to feel good. You deserve to be happy. and you deserve to make it known that you are happy and shine that light. Yeah. And then, I mean, as for what your guides think about this connection, we have the literal Two of Cups. So, I mean, divine partnership very much confirmed. And this really affirms that your guides feel super positively about the connection and feel that, and know that you and this soul are like two peas in a pod, that you are each other's special companion. Even if you were literally incarnated in different worlds, even if you were existing in different dimensions, you're gonna show up for each other. You're gonna lift each other up. And honestly, the fact that you're together here on this earth now, that's pretty friggin' significant and cool and amazing. And I hope that you don't deny yourself how good this connection feels. And yeah, we need to work on whatever it is that's making you feel like it's escapism, because it's literally the opposite. It's like you're leaning into the truth of who you are by allowing yourself to feel these feelings, and you're leaning into the brilliance of your gifts by allowing yourself to feel these feelings. You guys are making me, my eyes actually did sweat a little bit there. Anyway, so beautiful energy for my group number ones. Today's pick a card reading definitely started off with a bang, and I'm so happy that I got to sit with this energy. And thank you so much. In terms of other, what do we have? We talked about Gemini, Pisces, Leo, Gemini again. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with those, because if I start naming all of them, it's gonna be way too many. So those are, I think, the strongest ones that are coming through if we're just going off of major arcana. But I will say, because this is Venus in Cancer, if we're going for like really specific placements, someone could be like a Gemini with Venus in Cancer, or a Leo with Venus in Cancer. Could also be like a Cancer with Mercury in Gemini. And then whatever. Yeah, this is Mars in Scorpio. So someone could have Mars in Scorpio too. I'll just name all of them. Okay, so group number ones, this concludes all of your messages. So we're going to go into the extended now, where we're going to do a similar reading, but for your person. So we are going to see what their experience of the connection has been like, what their guides think of the connection, and ultimately what will happen between the two of you. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description, as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your beautiful person, and sending love to your beautiful partnership, and to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the Angel Aura Rose Quartz, this is going to be your reading. I want to start off by just going through the list of our full breakdown for today's reading. So we have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. Here on YouTube, we're going to start off with an energy check to make sure that this is your group, and we're going to look at your experience of this connection. So if what I'm describing does sound like what you have been feeling and experiencing with this person, then that's your sign that this is your group. Then we are going to get into the main question of today's reading, which is why you are so drawn to this person. And then at the end, we're going to see what your spirit guides think of this connection. Then in the extended, it's going to be basically the same reading, but for your person. So we're going to start by seeing how they have been experiencing this connection. Is it similar to your experience? Is it different? We're going to see what their guides think of the connection. And then finally, we will see what's going to end up happening between the two of you. So that is the reading that we have today, and let's get into it. The first thing we have to see is we have to make sure that this is your group. So we're going to do the energy check and see what your experience of this connection has been like. So for the first card, we have the Messenger. Then we have Make Space for It. Communication, Connect, Reach Out, Speak, Listen. And finally, we have Dust Bowl, Darkness, Blackout, Oblivion. Okay, so to start, we have the Messenger. We have the number 1 on this card, and this is making me think that for some of you, this could be a new connection, or something about this connection feels new or fresh, or it feels like the first time. So for example, for some of you, it could be the first time that you have felt this way about someone. It could be the first time that you're having the experiences that you are with relation to a person. It could even be that this is the first time you have been drawn to this type of person. Like this person could be different from the usual type that you are attracted to. Just this number 1, like it feels like something is the first time, or like something is new and exciting. I also think it's interesting that we have this card, which is literally called the Messenger and can talk about news or communication coming in. And then we have this communication card too. So I think that, okay, so for some of you, this could just be indicating that there is a strong desire to have more communication from this person, or to like communicate on a deeper level. For some of you, I also feel that there could have been a period where you were communicating a lot with this person, and then that sort of died out. Because we do have Dust Bowl here, which is talking about like a blackout, oblivion. With the word dust, I'm thinking about something that hasn't been used or that hasn't been touched for a long time. It starts to gather dust, you know? So to have this communication card and then to have Dust Bowl, it does kind of feel like a no contact situation or a minimal contact situation. And maybe there's a mixed group where for some of you, like you've never really had that close or frequent communication with this person, and it's something that you're really longing for. And then for others of you, I feel like you did have that at one point, and now that that has died out, you are really feeling this person's absence. And then we have this Make Space for It card. So I definitely think if this is your group, it's likely that you are leaving the door open for this person, and you'll always have a space for them in your heart, in your life. Like you would want this person to know that they are welcome in your life and they are welcome to take up space. I also think that up until now, you've been pretty open to like whatever this connection is supposed to be or whatever it means for you. I think you've been open to whatever you might find and just open to however it naturally unfolds. I don't really get the sense at this time that you are actively chasing this person. I don't think you really want to do that. And it's not that you don't want to connect with them and that you don't want to communicate with them, but there's this feeling of like you've done everything that you can on your side. So like maybe you've tried to reach out, or you've made your interest known, or maybe for some reason you can't do those things right now, and so you're like, I'm not going to force it. Like, I know on my end I've done what I can do, and I've made space for this person. So if they would like to come in and take this space in my life, they are very welcome. Like, yeah, like the door is open for them. There's also, this is kind of a specific message that is coming through, where I feel like some of you have come across these things that are like, manifest your specific person in 24 hours, or like, this is what you can do to manifest a specific person, or like to manifest someone coming into your life. And I feel like you don't want to do that. That's kind of how it's coming through. There's this feeling of, I don't want to chase this person, and I don't want to force anything. So like, if you like me, you like me. If you want to come into my life, you want to come into my life. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Like, I don't want to manipulate or force anything to happen in a certain way. But at the same time, you don't want to ignore your feelings either. It may not necessarily feel right to just forget about this person and move on, because then you wouldn't be honest with yourself about what you're feeling towards them. So it's like, I don't want to ignore it, but I also don't want to force it. So I feel like at this point in your journey, you're just very much in an energy of openness and surrender. I think that you've made your desires known to your guides. Like, you've been honest with them about like, I feel drawn to this person. I want to communicate with this person. I want to connect to them. And if you are in communication, or if you do have like a 3D relationship with this person, I do think that you have made your interest known, and you have done everything that you can do to like make that known and make this person feel welcome. So I think at this point you're just, yeah, like in an open energy and in an energy of surrender. We do have the number 21 here, which is the number of the world. So I wonder if for some of you this is a long distance situation. It could also be someone you met online, or it could be someone who's from a different background than you, a different country, maybe speaks another language. It doesn't have to be, but that could be an extra confirmation. And the number 21 could also be like someone is 21 years old or born on the 21st. The year 2021 could be significant. Like, for example, that could be when you met or knew about this person for the first time. And then, of course, the number 1 as well. And I wonder if even like January 21 could be a date. The month of January, someone born on the 1st, a life path 1, a 1-year age gap. Like, the number 1 could have some significance like that as well. Again, these things are just for extra confirmation. What's more important is like the main message of how you're feeling and what you've been experiencing. But now let's get into your tarot. So if this does resonate with you, we're going to move on to the next part now and see why you are so drawn to this person. I'm just looking as well. There's a lot of hearts. Like, we have these 2 hearts that are connected in the communication card. We have all of these hearts here. And actually, with 9 hearts, it's kind of like 9 of Cups vibes. So yeah, I do think you are, and it's beautiful, right? Like, you're honest and acknowledging of your longing for this person and your desire for this person, and just really don't want to push it, or like don't want to infringe on their own free will or what they want for themselves. It feels like quite a selfless love or selfless care that you have for this person. And you may feel particularly connected in an emotional way. Like, if I'm thinking about psychic connections, you might pick up on when this person is feeling happy or feeling sad, or you may feel like you have this kind of clairsentient connection with them. Why are my group number 2s so drawn to this person? Aw, so we are starting off with the sun. Then we have Temperance. Is that a... I think there is an eyelash on this card, which I'm thinking about how like you can make a wish on an eyelash. Then we have the Knight of Cups. And we have the King of Cups. And then I'm also going to look at the bottom of the deck card to see what your spirit guides think about this connection. And we have the Eight of Cups. So that's actually, because I was just thinking about the eyelash. And you know, when you make a wish on an eyelash, you blow it away, right? Like you send it off. And then same thing when you make a wish with a dandelion, like the fluffy dandelion, you blow it away and just let it go and it flies away. And now that I think about it, there's a lot of that kind of symbolism when you make a wish. Even like throwing a coin into a fountain, it's like you're releasing something, you're letting something go. And when I look at this Eight of Cups, this is actually really interesting because very often on the Eight of Cups, we see someone walking away. But in this one, we see the panda like waving, it's like waving goodbye to the butterflies and letting them fly free. So I think everything that you have done in this connection, like it's like you've made a wish on it and you've just like surrendered it. I feel like your spirit guides really agree with that, you know? And I think you are in this energy of leaving it to the divine plan or leaving it to the divine timing and kind of wanting to be free of like worrying about how and when it's all going to come together. You may have been in an energy like that with this connection in the past, like really worrying about like, when is it going to happen and what should I do and what if it doesn't work out? But I think you realized that that didn't feel good. And so you just want to like let it breathe and give this person space. And it almost gives that feeling of like when you love someone, let them go. And if they come back, that's how you know it's meant to be. And I think your guides want to confirm that you really are doing the right thing, because ultimately this is what is best for your peace of mind, because you're being honest with yourself about how you feel and what you truly desire, and you're still making space for it, but you're not going to like have an iron grip on the outcome or how things happen, and you're not going to worry yourself about it. I think this Nine of Cups is also saying you are prioritizing yourself and your own inner peace on this journey. And when you start to feel resistance, or when it starts to like not feel peaceful, you're like, okay, we have to loosen our grip a little bit. We have to let go a little bit. And I think that has made you feel a lot better, and your guides are really happy that you're doing that. And I think they would encourage you to keep just like trusting the universe and trusting in the divine. I also think it's really beautiful. Like when I was shuffling the cards, they were coming out slowly in a way that felt very nice. It's like just taking a slow and steady pace and not rushing the process. And to have that kind of energy, and to have like the Knight of Cups transitioning into the King of Cups, it just gives a feeling of someone who is healing and maturing and discovering themselves at a slow and leisurely pace. And I think that this is what both of you are doing. I actually think one of the reasons you are both drawn to each other, because I think you are it is mutual. You are both drawn to each other and you both do like pull on each other's energy. It's because you may be at a similar stage in a journey of yours. So in your journey to, I mean, I kind of think all of these are intertwined, but you know, if you're like in a journey of working through a certain limiting belief, they might be working through the same thing and they're kind of at the same stage with it as you are. Or maybe you are, I do feel like it's kind of matters of the heart or something emotional. Maybe you're working through certain aspects of your childhood and they had a similar experience and they're at the same stage. So you're drawn to each other because of your shared experience and perhaps your ability to help each other. Because another thing with cups, court cards, like the page, knight, queen, king of cups, I see a lot of like empathy and ability to relate to each other. So I do think, and maybe you've already discovered this with this person, but you would be able to relate to each other on a deep emotional level because you've had like a lot of the same experiences. Like with the sun here, maybe your childhood was quite similar. Your main relationship dynamics were quite similar. Your aspirations as well as your fears and limiting beliefs could be quite similar. So it's kind of like you see, I think kindred spirit is the word. You see like a familiar spirit within each other. And I think that's a big reason that you are drawn to each other. And also a big reason that you would root for each other. Because, you know, to see someone who's had the same struggles as you move past that and thrive and live a happy life, it's like, it's almost like healing, you know, to see someone who's had the same struggles as you recover and be able to live a good life. It feels healing for you as well, because it shows you that it's possible. And there is this feeling of the two of you being able to heal and mature and grow alongside each other, like to grow into your King of Cups alongside each other. And I just heard like one of the reasons we put you together, so maybe that's your spirit guides talking, like one of the reasons we put you together is because you are both actually committed to the journey. You know, the knight represents motion. It represents, setting things into motion and taking action. So in a healing journey, the Page of Cups might be the person who's just becoming aware of what they need to heal, but they're not necessarily doing anything about it yet. Whereas the Knight of Cups is like, let's go. Like, I'm committed to this healing journey. I'm taking the steps to know myself. I'm taking the steps to like repair the relationship I have with myself and meet my needs better. Like, both of you are actively committed to that journey, and that's why you were put together, so to speak, or why you ended up being a match to each other. And I do think that you support each other's healing journey, whether you are in 3D communication or not. I actually think that this could be a visual representation of how your hearts are connected. It's like your hearts found familiarity in each other and kind of created a thread or a cord, and you're like sticking together as you heal together. Aw. Butterflies could be a significant symbol in this connection, as well as pink flowers. This might be a lotus, I'm not sure. And then a rose, but pink flowers in general, could be even cherry blossoms or some other pink thing. Also antlers, because like we have this, I don't know if that's a deer or an elk or what, but antlers could be a significant symbol. Another thing I wanted to say with the sun is that I do think, like, if you know this person in the 3D, I do think it's very obvious to them how you feel about them, because it just kind of radiates out of you. I think probably when you're around this person or when you think about them, it really lifts your spirits and it makes you kind of giddy and excitable, because the sun just feels like childlike joy. And I'm just looking at this sun panda, and it almost looks like he's trying to hide behind this branch, which is so silly and so impossible. You know, the sun, the giant shining sun cannot hide behind a stick. You know, you cannot cover up the sun. It's too big and bright. So it's like a feeling of you not being able to hide your feelings or not being able to hide your passion, but it's like a very endearing kind of thing where it's like, oh, come on, it's so obvious. And probably if you were in a room with this person and many other people, probably the other people in the room can tell that you have feelings, because it's just like your whole being lights up, and the way you smile is different, and the way your energy just becomes so bright and joyful. It's like anybody can tell, and it's just really sweet. And it's kind of, there is a feeling of a crush, which you can have platonic crushes, you know, just feeling very inspired, or feeling like someone is aspirational, or feeling like someone is really, really cool. So I do think that this is just a very human reason that you're drawn to this person, and it's because there's things about them that you find really cool and that you look up to, and that maybe you would want to be like, or you would want to be close to. There could be aspects of this person's worldly situation that you find attractive. So, you know, their physical appearance, or what they do for a living, or the kind of lifestyle they live. It's like there's something about them that might be aspirational to you, and something about them that gives you hope as well, especially if you're coming from similar beginnings and you have similar struggles. To see how they're living and how they're thriving, I think it's like your human self and your soul just really likes that, because it's like, this is the kind of lifestyle that's possible for me, and this is the kind of joy that's possible for me. And so yeah, I think you're sticking together. It's a feeling of you've been like, your hearts are sticking together. And with temperance, I immediately thought, because, you know, the image of temperance, we don't really see it here, but the image of temperance is like cups of water pouring into each other. And I do think that your hearts kind of have that connection where if you're going through an intense emotional experience, they're going to feel it a little bit, and vice versa, regardless of how close or far away you may be physically. I think they do have that kind of connection where something's going on in this heart is going to feel it, because this even looks like a telephone cord, like your hearts are in communication. And so that's what the temperance pouring cups made me think. And it also makes me think of the two of you like pulling on each other's energy. So, you know, if you're thinking about them a lot, it's probably, one of the reasons is probably because they're thinking about you a lot too. And then like you influence each other. You thinking about them causes them to think about you, and vice versa. And I also think that you manifest like signs of each other, you know what I mean? So like if you're thinking about them a lot, you could manifest a sign of them, but they're doing the same thing. Like if they're thinking about you a lot, they also manifest a sign of you. So I do think that your experiences, we're probably going to see that they are quite similar. I'm curious to see how they're experiencing the connection, just because we have this temperance card which talks about like, you know, balance and pouring into each other. But what I can definitely say is that you have a strong heart connection. Like you're connected emotionally in some way, and you're kind of growing at the same rate and healing at the same rate. And I do think in the span of your connection, you will get to see this person at various stages in their growth. And that will be something that you feel like inspired by and that you feel proud of. And I do think that like energetically you are leaning on each other and influencing each other. So you're drawn to each other just because of your ability to relate. I think you both see a bit of yourself in the other and are both like genuinely genuinely rooting for the other person. I kind of just want to pull one more card and see why this Dust Bowl energy is here. Why do we have this Dust Bowl energy? This blackout. Ooh. Oh, we have the Death card. So, I mean, that is kind of literal because it talks about an ending. So maybe for many of you who chose this group, like you were in communication with this person and then it kind of died out. We have Death, which talks about release. We have the Eight of Cups, which is like sending off the butterflies. I don't know why, like, it could be that your person is like going through a pretty heavy transformation right now, because Death is that feeling of like reinventing yourself. It could be that you're going through an ego death. You know, when you're in hermit mode because you're processing some heavy shit, like they could be in that energy right now. But there is definitely a feeling with the Death card and with this being a major arcana that this is meant to be happening. So actually your instinct to not push it, your instinct to not force things, it's just proving again and again to be correct. And it probably is your intuition that is telling you that. It's maybe even this person's heart communicating to you like that they need space, you know, that they need space to process things, but also that they always have like a space in you, a space in your heart. I do think it's divinely guided by your intuition that you're navigating this situation the way you are. And I think your guides really want to confirm to you that you are in alignment, that you are on the right path, and that this kind of Dust Bowl energy, this blackout, it is meant to be happening for whatever reason, you know. I don't know why, but it's meant to be happening right now. And it is just a phase in this connection, right? Because Death, it's all about cycles too, and like no stage of the cycle lasts forever. So if you're in this blackout energy, it is just a stage in the cycle, and it cannot last forever. That's what your guides want you to know. So finally, again, this is just for little extra confirmations, but the zodiac signs that we see here, we have Leo energy with the Sun, Sag energy with Temperance, and Scorpio energy with Death. And actually, the Knight of Cups, I think, would be Scorpio as well, because it's water and it's fixed. So Scorpio energy is coming out quite strongly, with a little bit of Sag and Leo. Also Pisces, because both of these would be Piscean. And the Nine of Cups that we talked about before, like this was reminding me of the Nine of Cups, that's also like Piscean energy. So those are the ones that are coming out the most strongly. And more specifically, the Eight of Cups is Saturn in Pisces. I don't know, of course this is a timeless reading and I don't know when you might be happening to watch this, but Saturn is currently in Pisces at the time that I'm filming this, and it will remain in Pisces until I think it's like February or March, I don't remember, but early 2026. Saturn will be in Pisces until then. So there may be some message there that important things are unfolding within this connection from now throughout the time that Saturn is in the sign of Pisces. And actually, I wonder if one or both of you could be going through a Saturn return, because that's definitely heavy stuff to process, and that's definitely a transformation. Yes. So I think that those are all of the messages for my group number 2. So we're going to take it over to the extended now, where we're going to do basically the same reading, but for your person. So we're going to see what their experience of this connection has been. Is it similar to you? Is it a bit different? What did their guides think of the connection? And finally, what is going to end up happening between the two of you. So if that sounds good and you would like to join me in the extended reading, I'm going to have that link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick-a-card readings just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the Desert Rose Selenite, this is going to be your reading. I want to just start by going through the full breakdown of today's reading. So we have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. Here on YouTube, we're going to start with an energy check to make sure that this is your group. And basically, we're going to be looking at your experience of this connection. So if what I'm describing does sound like what you have been feeling and experiencing with this person, then that's your sign that this is your group. Then we're going to move into the main question of the day, which is, why are you so drawn to this person? And then to finish off, we're going to see what your spirit guides think about this connection. Then in the extended reading, we're basically going to do the same reading, but for your person. So we'll see how they have been experiencing this connection. Is it similar to your experience? Is it different? And what their spirit guides think about this connection. And then finally, what is going to end up happening between the two of you. So that is our reading for today, and let's get into it. So to look at your experience of this connection, we're going to be using these oracle cards. First, we have, this is like a crossroads. As you can see, I forget the official name of this card, but it's crossroads. And we have the number 22, which could be significant, repeating twos. We have begin again. We have choice, decision, options, possibilities, hesitation. And then finally, we have diamond back rattler, speed, primal power. I don't know why this keeps happening, but this is group number 3, and all of the groups so far have had pretty much the exact same message between these two decks. So you guys as well, you have this choice card, which is talking about decisions, options, possibilities, hesitation, and then this crossroads card where we have to make a choice if we're going to go this way or that way. So the sign, if this is your group, I think would be that you currently feel faced with a choice to make about this connection. So for some of you, you could be kind of going back and forth between if you want to, keep holding on and having hope, or keep investing actively in this connection, or if you want to move on. It could also be that you have some kind of indecision or confusion when it comes to what this connection is, or if there's really something here. Like some days you might really feel the connection super strongly and feel very sure about it. And then other days you might kind of fall into uncertainty and wonder if certain things are all in your head. There's just the feeling of being kind of torn between two energies. Another way to interpret this could be that in some way this person has influenced a choice that you need to make in your life, whether that was through them inspiring you to go down a certain path versus the other, or they may influence a choice in terms of like, you're thinking about what would bring you closer to them. So you might make choices about your living situation, or about your career path, or about what invitations you do or don't accept. And they're kind of a factor in that. Like, will this bring me closer to them, or will this bring me farther away? So yeah, it could be that you literally have to make a choice about them and this connection, or that they are influencing a certain choice that you have to make. But I do get the feeling that this group, like, there's not a whole lot of clarity right now about what this connection is and what you're supposed to do. And this could be something that is adding stress to your life, honestly, like just the confusion of like, how do I navigate this? How do I make sense of this? With begin again, it could be that some of you are like wanting a new beginning with this person. So for example, you could be not together right now or not in contact right now, and you're wanting to start things up again with them. Or for those of you who resonate with having to make that choice of do you stay or do you go, it could be overwhelming to think about starting over with someone else. Like, for example, if this is a love interest, someone that you were like heavily involved with, or someone who you dated, to think about completely letting go of this connection that you had already built up to a certain point, and like you had finally started to trust this person and know each other on a deeper level, and to feel really like vulnerable and open around them, to think that all of that is over and that you would have to like start from scratch and build that up in a new connection. That could be something that just feels overwhelming for you, or something that honestly you don't want to do. Like you would maybe rather have a new beginning with this person, but you're not sure, like, is there potential for a beginning with this person, or do I have to literally like start over? Am I going to find someone new? So it just kind of feels like your energy, how you're experiencing this connection right now, is full of uncertainty. There's like a lack of clarity, a lack of what direction is this connection going in. This may be a group that you're watching this reading for clarity of something that you don't know, rather than confirmation of what you already know. Yeah, it feels like confusion. It feels like indecision. Then we have this diamond back rattler with speed and primal power. And I feel like at the end of the day, you may act or make this decision impulsively, or just based on the heat of the moment. And so it's kind of like all of this going back and forth, and all of this debating, and all of this trying to analyze the situation is probably not going to be fruitful or really amount to any sort of clarity, because at the end of the day, you're just going to do what your instincts tell you. You know, it's like someone deciding, should I tell this person how I feel or not? And they're making a list of pros and cons, and imagining all the scenarios that could happen if they told this person versus if they didn't tell them. But no matter how much they analyze it, it never gives them any more certainty or any more clarity. And then at the end of the day, just one day they get overcome with emotion, and they're like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell them. It's almost like your spiritual team is saying all this kind of trying to like weigh the options, and all this trying to analyze the situation and make sense of it with your mind is probably not going to amount to much. And at the end of the day, you have to make these choices with your gut. And that's not something you have to think about like, but how do I do that? But how do I listen to my gut? Because at the end of the day, it's like your gut is going to, I guess, take over, and you're going to make the right decision for you. I think you could be kind of tiring yourself out with trying to overanalyze the situation, or like make decisions from a rational place. I think that ultimately you will make decisions with your gut and be led by your emotions. And I do get the sense that that's a good thing. because I don't think being in this like super analytical energy feels good, and I don't think it's been productive either. It doesn't really feel that way. The number 22 could be significant. Like I said, this could be a number that you're seeing. It could also be someone aged 22 years old, someone born on the 22nd, someone born in February, a life path 2, a life path 22. We also have the number 41 here, which could be significant, the number 41 or the number 14. So hopefully you can tell if this is your group. If you're feeling at a crossroads, if you are feeling confused, this is probably your group. I wonder if there may be something about the contrast between day and night. Like, for example, maybe in the daytime in your waking life, you're like, oh, I'm over them, I'm fine, I don't care. And then you go to bed at night and you have the most intense dream about them and you're like, what the heck was that? Or like at night you feel really in your feelings and like really in your head about it. And then you get a good night's sleep and you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, I was overreacting, I'm fine. Something about your emotional state shifting between day and night, or feeling a difference in your waking life versus in your dreams. You could also be getting a lot of conflicting messages about this connection, especially if this is a connection that you've like done readings on or watched a lot of readings on. It might be like sometimes you get these messages of this person is the ultimate one and they're madly in love with you and it's going to be amazing. And then other times you'll get messages like move on, there is nothing here, which just adds to the confusion. It just feels like the situation where the more you try to get answers, the more confused you end up being. And I honestly think that might be happening because your guides are saying, like, we don't want you to rely on this externally looking for answers. We're actually trying to get you into your primal urges and into your gut, because that's where you will find the answers. I also just heard, why are you asking questions that you already know the answer to? So some of you maybe needed to hear that. Snakes could be a significant animal in this connection. Someone could be a year of the snake. Why are my group number 3s so drawn to this person? We have the Empress. So there's definitely, I think you guys love this person or have love for them. And there's also a feeling that these feelings maybe kind of snuck up on you. Just like a snake creeps through the grass. It feels like maybe one day you just realized how strong your feelings were and it's like, oh crap, I can't. There's no turning back now. I also think you may kind of have a protective feeling over this person, you know, wanting to protect them or wanting to take care of them. And you may sometimes feel like you are the one who needs to help them, or you are the one who needs to take care of them. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So we have 2 number 3s in a row. 3 could also be a significant number. Okay, this one dropped on the floor. We have the Strength card. And we have the Two of Cups. And then I'm just gonna look at the bottom of the deck to see how your spirit guides feel about this connection. And then we have the Hermit. Okay. It's a lot of 3 out of 5 major arcana. So this is a significant connection for you. It is likely a fated connection, like you were meant to meet this person. I think having the Hermit here, in terms of what your spirit guides think about the connection, I think they can see the trajectory of this connection, they can see the future of this connection, and they would agree. So I think there's several of your spirit guides. They would agree that ultimately this connection is going to greatly contribute to your spiritual advancement and to your own self-discovery. Depending on how you approach this connection, it can be like a wonderful mirror to see what is going on inside of you, to the parts that you usually can't see. So your subconscious patterns or your shadow, and getting to see the root of your desires, the root of your fears. The connection with this person holds up a mirror to your subconscious or to your shadow, so you can actually learn a lot about yourself through this person. And with the number 22 here, that might be mutual. They may be going through the same thing. I wonder if we have the Empress and we have the Three of Pentacles. You may be creating something with this person, or you will in the future, because the Three of Pentacles very much has a collaborative and work sort of feeling to it, like building something together. And the Empress is very creative too, and she also talks about birthing something. So I do wonder if you'll work on a project together, or maybe you do already work with this person, or like you'll create something in the future, and that is one of the reasons that you've come into each other's lives. With the Two of Cups here, I mean, you are a match for each other. So I would say, in the same way that you have been drawn to them, they have been drawn to you. I do think that the Two of Cups is indicating that feelings are mutual between the two of you, and I do believe that your souls chose to meet each other. And when I say that your connection is fated, personally, what I really mean by that is your souls made the choice, like, we're gonna incarnate, we're gonna meet each other, we're gonna have these experiences. So it's still your choice to come together, but it's kind of like pre-selected before this lifetime, if that makes sense. I do believe that your souls chose to meet each other. I do believe that they know each other. With the Strength card, they probably go back quite a bit. So if you have felt a familiarity with this person, that is why. So I guess there are two earthly reasons that I'm seeing as to why you have come together and why you feel drawn to each other. I do think there's something that you want to create together, or something that you want to collaborate on together, which might be later in the future. I feel like there's some masterpiece or some big project that you will work on together in the future. But I also see there's something about codependence that I think they're teaching you about, or that is the main lesson for this connection right now. And more specifically, it's like this urge that I think you might have to be all things to this person. And I think that comes from the relationship you have to your feminine energy. I think feminines, a lot of the time, we are socialized to like we're expected to just give and give and give and be like the unconditional nurturers and always have the right thing to say and the right thing to provide and to be all things, you know, to be like successful in our career and to be like hardworking, but to also be this soft and nurturing motherly figure. There's really a pressure to be it all and do it all. And I think that sometimes we internalize that. And I also think we're expected to be highly empathic and discern how everyone is feeling and anticipate what they might need and provide that for them, especially for people who aren't able to do it for themselves. And I feel like those of you who chose this group have developed that kind of relationship with your feminine energy, where it's like, I have to be really giving and really nurturing. And maybe with this person, it's like, I have to anticipate how they're feeling and provide for them. And also I have to show them their blind spots and I have to help them heal and I have to help them address this wound and I have to help them on their spiritual journey. And yes, we all need help with these things, but there's kind of a feeling of like, I need to be the one to do this for them, or you really want to be the one to do this for them, but you can't be all things to one person, and the same way that one person can't be all things to you. You know, I used to have this problem in my relationship where like I expected my partner to also be like a therapist and my best friend and this and that. But I had to realize I cannot get all my needs met by this one person and rely on, like, that's the feeling that I get with this Three of Pentacles. It's like a support group. It's a support network. Where we don't go to one person for everything, but we have different people in our lives to meet different needs. And it could be going both ways, where maybe you're like expecting this person to be a lot of different things for you. And also, this is not a judgment, because this is what we're taught. Like your soulmate is your lover and your best friend and you're confident and you're this and that, all wrapped into one perfect superhuman being. And it's just not realistic. But we're taught that like when you're with the right person, they're going to be everything for you and like meet all of your needs. But no one person can do that. And it's also not fair to expect yourself to be that person, to be everything for one person. And maybe there's something like, well, if I'm the right one for them, if I'm their soulmate, then I should be able to like heal all of their stuff or help them with all of their stuff and fix all of their stuff. And it's just like not a healthy expectation to place on yourself. And I think that you might see ways in which this person needs to heal. You might see ways in which they're holding themselves back, but also have to make peace with the fact that like, I don't need to be the one to fix that. I don't need to be the one to help them with that. And I trust that someone else will be able to meet those needs, or the universe has a plan for them to get those needs met. And I kind of wonder if that's one of the things that is, I want to say, exacerbating how drawn you feel to them. Because if you have that instinct of like, I must be the unconditional giver and nurturer, then you might kind of be drawn to people it seems like they need help or they need healing or something. So, but at the same time, I think that this person is like, depending on how you approach the connection, they could be the one who holds up that mirror so that you see that pattern in yourself. And I think with the Two of Cups here and with Strength, I was telling another group got the Strength card. This tells me that your souls go way back, like your souls are buddies. So, I think there is potential for a beautiful connection, and this is in no way me saying that there's not a beautiful connection here. This is just one of the lessons that their soul is helping you with right now. And I think one of the things that you will get over, and that will actually bring a lot of clarity to you, especially for those of you who resonate with this person influencing life choices that you make. I think that is something that ultimately you'll want to free yourself from, because the Hermit is very much about just doing your own thing, going to the beat of your own drum, not letting yourself get influenced by like what someone else is doing or what is expected of you. And ooh, I'm getting emotional. Like, I feel this group, you've really been expected to be the one who accommodates everyone. Like, maybe this is how you grew up, or just how, like, for example, I do feel like women are often socialized to be like that, not to make such a big generalization, but we often become the ones who are expected to anticipate how everyone's going to feel and make everyone comfortable. And I feel like this group, you've really gone through that. And so it's almost become difficult to turn off everyone else's voice and be like, what do I want to do? Because you start thinking about like, well, what should I do? What do you think I should do? Is this going to inconvenience you? And it just made me really emotional. It's oof. There's a beautiful opportunity to get back in touch with your own inner compass, because it's always there. It's just about removing all of the outside noise. Your internal compass is not wonky. It is very accurate. It's just about removing. It's like there's dust on the compass's face and you just have to clear it out, and then you can see that accurate needle again. So I think this person is in your life. There's the opportunity for them to shine light on this and to be like, oh my gosh, I've been living this life where I feel like I need to be the one who accommodates everyone and makes everyone comfortable and provides for everyone. And that's a beautiful trait, but that's not a beautiful trait to have if it comes at your own expense, and if your own needs get hidden under everything. And I think the Hermit is about getting back in touch with that inner voice and that inner compass, and not letting what this person might think of you or how close or far away it would bring you from this person, like not letting that influence what you truly want to do. The Hermit does not listen to that shit. The Hermit just goes their own way and trusts that everything's going to work out perfectly. And these life decisions cannot be made through careful analysis and weighing how everybody is going to feel. Like it just comes from your gut. It comes from your primal diamondback rattler instincts. Yes. So, and it's funny because I feel like the moment you stop caring about what decisions are going to bring you closer to this person is actually when you start moving towards them, because it's when you start moving in an authentic way that you line up with what is meant for you. And I really feel like your authentic path will lead you to like working together, creating something together, birthing something together. That is a big part of what your soul's decided. And I do think there's beautiful compatibility here and beautiful potential here, but that is hindered when you try to take on this role of being everything for this person instead of just being you for this person. There's this feeling of, and I don't think it's just with this specific person, but there's this feeling of like, when interacting with others, what does this person need me to be right now? And I'll be that for them. And there's a feeling of like, maybe there was a point where you needed to do that, like for survival, or you needed to do that to be accepted. I think it's something that a lot of us are conditioned to do, and something that you might be struggling with. And the irony is like when you stop caring about what you need to be for this person and just focus on being you, that's when you actually become the perfect match and the perfect inspiration and the perfect, honestly, healer for this person. That's the gift of the Empress, is that she can give effortlessly when she's giving from the right place, and she can give effortlessly and abundantly as long as she's receiving too. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's challenging to do this inner work, but it's beautiful. So in terms of zodiac signs that I see here, these are just for confirmation, but we have, this is Venus energy, so Taurus, Libra, Leo, and Virgo. And then we have Venus in Cancer here. So for example, someone could be a Leo. Actually, Taurus, Leo, and Virgo can all have Venus in Cancer. Yeah. So it would be cool if one of you has that placement. And then this is Mars in Capricorn, so that could also be relevant. But these are all the messages that I'm seeing for my group number 3. So we're going to take it over to the extended now, where we do basically the same reading, but for your person. So we're going to see how they've been experiencing this connection, what their guides think about the connection, and what is ultimately going to end up happening between the two of you. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one, and you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, to your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 4s. So if you guys chose the Fluorite, this is going to be your reading. I just want to start by showing the list of everything we're going to be covering today. We have the reading here on YouTube as well as an extended. So here on YouTube, the first thing we're going to do is an energy check. So to do that, we're going to look at your experience of the connection. If what I'm describing does sound like what you have been feeling and experiencing with this person, then that's your sign that this is your group. Then we're going to answer the main question of the day, which is, why are you so drawn to this person? And then finally, we're going to see what your spirit guides think about this connection. Then in the extended reading, it's basically going to be the same reading, but for your person. So we'll see what their experience has been of this connection. Is it similar to your experience? Is it a little bit different? And what their spirit guides think about the connection. And then finally, we're going to see what is going to end up happening between the two of you. So that is the reading for today, and let's get into it. So to see your experience of the connection, we're going to be looking at these oracle cards. We are starting off with the moon. Then we have See with Eyes of Love. Completion, ending, results, rewards. And then we have Mirage, illusions, shadow, and fantasy. So starting with the moon, one of the meanings of this card is dreams. So this could be representing the dreams that you have about this person. I feel like you probably dream about them in your sleep and also daydream about them. But one thing that I can see for this group is that the dreams likely leave you feeling, it's like they leave you feeling fuzzy or cozy. I feel like they are a pleasant experience. Just the way that this fairy is gazing at the moon, and then we have this sea with eyes of love. It feels like a gaze that is full of longing, that is full of love. And so you probably have, if you do dream about this person, it's probably quite pleasant and it leaves you feeling warm and fuzzy. I think that will be a sign that this is your group. I think when you do have energetic run-ins with this person, it's very like, you know, well, you can't see me, but I'm like, you know, when you put your hand over your forehead, swooning. It's like, oh, you're swooning. It just leaves you feeling so warm and fuzzy. This card can also talk about fame and recognition. So that could be another important sign for this group. This person could be a public figure, or you could be a public figure, or this person could be someone who is just very popular, who has a lot of eyes on them. This can also talk about how other people perceive you. So this person might have their public image, or how the public perceives them, could be very different from their true self, which is maybe something that you have picked up about them. But I also think that this could be indicating that you do spend quite a bit of time thinking about how this person perceives you, or I'm also hearing how they would perceive you. So for some of you, there may be parts of you that this person doesn't know about yet. And you're like, I wonder what they would think if they knew this thing about me, or if they saw this side of me. Some of you might not know this person that well yet. I do not think that's all of you. But there's some of you who maybe it's one of those situations where you know about them, but they don't know about you. Because I feel like there's a lot of daydreaming about what would it be like, you know, what would it be like if we were to come together in this way? What would they think about me, or what would they think about this aspect of me? Of course, you can daydream in that way about someone you know in the 3D, but just the fact that that message is coming up makes me think that in this group, we do have some people who it's like, you know of them, but they don't know of you. And I do think in some ways this person represents your ideal end result. Like they might be at a stage in their life that you wish to reach, or they might have certain things that you dream of having as like your end result. So there's a bit of like an aspirational feeling to this energy. There is another way that I can interpret this, which is actually quite different. For some of you, this could be someone whom you've ended things with, or there was an ending that happened in your connection, but you don't have any hard feelings about it. So you still see that person with only the most love and respect, and you only want the best for them. There's a feeling of like, my feelings for you have kind of died down, but I still have nothing but love for you, and I still look at you fondly, or look at our times together fondly. But regardless of which one of these you resonate with, so whether you resonate with, you know, really like looking up to this person and daydreaming about this person and wondering what it would be like, or if you resonate with like we've already had our time together and I look at it fondly, but I recognize that it's over. I think that regardless of which one you fall into, you would still be feeling confused about why you are so drawn to this person. If you're one of the people who feels like your time with this person is over and you've moved on from them, I feel like you would be confused of why is their energy still here? Not necessarily that you're upset about it, but just like, oh, that's weird, because like I'm kind of ready to energetically move on from this. And it's strange that I see you popping up. Like, is there some unfinished business? Are you still thinking about me? And that's why I'm like, what's going on here? So some of you might be confused in that way. And then for those of you who are in the energy of like daydreaming about being with this person, I think the confusion comes from you have kind of convinced yourself that this is impossible. So it's like, it's not like I'm going to be with them anyway. So why do I keep bumping into their energy? Why do I keep receiving these signs or messages when I can't be with them? It's like you've already decided that this dream is unrealistic or impossible. And I guess maybe even that you should move on from it. Maybe both of these interpretations are similar in the sense of like, I thought I was moving on, or I thought I was supposed to move on, but why is your energy here? Because I don't feel like we're moving towards union, so why do I keep getting messages like that? That's kind of the vibe. So hopefully you will know whether this is your group or not. I also want to mention we have the numbers 32 and 27, which could be significant. So someone, for example, could be 32 years old or 27 years old, or someone could be born on the 27th, or the numbers 3, 2, and 7 could be significant, like life path numbers, like the years of age gap, numbers in your birthday, things like that. It doesn't have to be, but I just thought I would mention it because it could be extra confirmation for some of you. We have the element of air here on the Mirage card, so air signs could be significant as well. And then I feel Piscean energy with this card just because it is the moon, and there's the moon card in tarot, which is related to the sign of Pisces. And even this, like this 8 of Hearts would be 8 of Cups, which is also Piscean energy. And I feel like Pisces energy has just been coming up a lot in today's reading across all of the groups. It's very interesting. So anyway, this is what I'm seeing for the energy check. There was sort of 2 different interpretations there, but if one of them, or maybe even both of them in some way, if it resonates with you, then keep watching because we're going to get into your tarot now and see why it is that you are so drawn to this person. Yeah, it's like a, why is this still happening after all this time? Or why is this happening even though I can't move towards them, even though we can't be together or we're not going to be together? It's like you've convinced yourself that you're not going to end up with this person. And so why am I experiencing this? That was a very loud screech from outside. I think it was like the brakes of something, maybe a bus, I don't know. Why are my group number 4s so drawn to this person? The way these leaves are as well, I promise this message is not meant to be creepy, but I just thought of someone peering through the leaves. So you could be admiring this person from afar, or they could be admiring you from afar. And there's also a feeling of so close yet so far away. I feel like you've maybe had multiple occasions of almost running into this person. An example that's coming to my mind is like if you went to a cafe and then the next day you see them post and they're at that same cafe, and there's a feeling of like, oh my gosh, we could have almost bumped into each other. Feels like there's been several experiences like that of just missing each other, or feeling close to them and yet not being able to get close to them. There's also just a message of you were at the same music festival, or you were at the same concert or something, but you didn't see each other. We have, so this is the death card. It's called Transformation in this deck, and we have a little cicada, which I am kind of afraid of them, but not so bad anymore. Transition and liberation. Then we have the King of Shells with harmony and integrity, which is the King of Cups. And there is even more Piscean energy. I don't know if I just have a lot of Pisces people watching, but Pisces has been coming up in like all of the groups. Then, oh, this is the card that you guys chose in the intro, the Four of Pentacles. Control and security. Then we have the Traveler, which is the Fool, adventure and potential. And I'm also going to look at the bottom of the deck card to see what your spirit guides think about this connection. And we have the Five of Shells, so the Five of Cups, and we have hope and readjustment. Okay, this might be kind of a frustrating message, but the reason you are so drawn to this person, or the reason you have been having these experiences, seeing these signs, it is destiny. And that is pretty much all I can see at this point. Maybe as we sit with these cards, more messages will come up. But I think what you need to know at this time is that you are feeling this way because of fate, because of a fated connection with this person. But it feels like, you are in, no, you're not in resistance to it, but it feels that way. Because what I see here with the Four of Pentacles, this is something that is pretty much secured. It's here to stay. It's not going away. And it's almost like your guides are saying to you, these feelings that you have and the way you're feeling called to this person is not going to be changing anytime soon. I never say never, they could go away in the far future, but for the foreseeable future, these feelings are here to stay, and this person's energy is here to stay, and it will keep popping up. With the Death card here, I do feel like this represents, it talks about an ending, it talks about a release. And judging even from what we've seen in the first half of the reading, I do feel like many of you are trying to let go of this person, trying to move on, trying to drop these feelings. But I feel like it keeps coming back. Death represents cycles. It's a number 4 card. This is also a number 4 card, which represents cycles. So it's this feeling of it continuing to come back. So you might have moments where you're like, you move on from this person and then you bump into them again. You move on from this person and then you dream about them again. You move on from this person and then the feelings come back again. And it feels like you are resisting that. But I think what you're actually resisting is the unknown with this Fool card. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any other information than this connection is fated. Because I hear Spirit saying this connection is fated. And then you say, in what way? What's going to happen? What do I do? Where is this leading? And Spirit says, just follow me, just trust me. And we often don't like that, with our rational brains, we want to know exactly what's happening so that we feel like we have a sense of control. It makes sense. But the Fool, as the number 0, the Fool literally has 0 thoughts, 0 brain cells in a good way. The Fool has complete faith. The Fool is about taking a leap of faith, trusting the universe, and diving into the unknown. And I feel like there's a part of you that's in resistance to that. Like, it's like not wanting to fully lean into and embrace these feelings unless you can know, like, where is this going to lead me and how long is it going to take and what is the final outcome going to be. If you can tell me all of that, then I will lean into it and then I will take a leap of faith. Especially because there's elements to this connection that I think makes your mind feel like it's not possible, feel like it's not realistic, it's not likely. You know, there's no way we could be together. How would that even happen? I feel like that energy is there for a lot of you. And so, yes, it is a big ask from Spirit to be like, ignore all of that. Don't think about that. Don't worry about that. We have plans for that. We're gonna work that out. But how? No, just come with me. And Spirit has their reasons. Yes, this could be a big exercise in trust, but I also think that there's some things that we just can't know. Because if we did know in our current state, we might not follow Spirit. I feel like I could kind of use myself as an example, because from the time where I felt like I wanted a relationship to the time that I got into a relationship was like more than 4 years. And if Spirit had told me that, I would have been like, screw this, you know? If Spirit was like, oh yes, you will meet someone in 4 years, I would be like, what the heck? I'm not coming with you then. Like, there's just some things that, and I don't know what it is for you guys, but I feel like there's some things that you just can't know in advance. And you just have to trust, and you just have to go along with it. So there could be something like that, but it could also just be Spirit trying to help you and trying to teach you how to trust. But what I can confirm for sure is that, yes, you were meant to meet this person, or you were meant to find out about this person. You were meant to feel drawn to them in the way that you do. And you are meant to embrace these feelings and lean into them and follow them. And yeah, it's not that you're in resistance to the feelings or that you're in resistance to the connection. It's all of the unknowns around it that your mind doesn't like. And so it tries to just like throw away the connection because the unknown feeling is so uncomfortable. But this is the thing. Having a lot of unknowns sucks, right? To the mind that wants to know everything and have a sense of control, it feels bad. But suppressing these feelings also feels bad. And I do think eventually it reaches a point that suppressing the feelings or ignoring the signs feels more uncomfortable than facing the unknown. And I really think Spirit is saying, like, just trust me. I think what you're being asked to do is just to lean into the way you feel and to stop saying like, no, I'm supposed to be moving on, or no, because this could never happen anyway. I'm hearing like, give it a chance, you know? Give it a real chance. Trust the vision. Your higher self has a vision. Their higher self has a vision. And trusting it means trusting it. It doesn't mean I'll trust it if you can tell me this and this and this, and if I like what I hear. That's not trust. That's being very selective and being very conditional with your support. Can you embrace the way you feel and fully trust that it's there for a reason and that it's going to lead you somewhere amazing? It's not really meaningful if you get all the answers and that's why you follow your soul. Like, that's not... It's kind of like... It's like if your soul... It's like if you ask someone to marry you and they're like, well, I'll only marry you if you can tell me the future of your career and if it's going to go well and if you're going to have any like illnesses in the future, like then I'll commit to you. That's not real commitment. That is conditional support. And so if you're saying to your higher self, if you're saying to spirit, I'm only going to trust in these feelings if I know that it's going to end up in this way, and if you can tell me the precise timing and coordinates when this is going to happen, that is not trusting your intuition. That is not committing to your soul. It's embracing the same way when you commit to marrying someone. You're like, I don't know what the heck is going to happen in our future, but I promise that I'll be there through it. And it's like you are resisting doing that for your soul because your soul is trying to lead you somewhere. Your soul is trying to show you something amazing. So that is all I can say, is that it is destiny, it is meant to be, and I cannot divulge details of the journey. What I can say is that I think your spirit guides are feeling a little bit sad about things right now. The 5 of Cups, it does talk about sadness and disappointment. And it's not like they're disappointed in you, I think just with the way things are, because literally the keywords in this deck is hope and readjustment. And I feel like there's a lot of wishing, but there's not a lot of hoping. I was just explaining recently to my partner like the difference between wish and hope, because he's learning English, and like when you say I hope blah blah blah, it's usually something that you think could happen. I hope things turn out that way. But when you say I wish, it feels like a hypothetical. I wish I could do that. I wish I had this. It's like if only I could do that. When you say wish, it feels less likely, you know? If I say like, I hope I get into that school, I'm probably thinking I have a bit of a shot. If I say I wish I could go to that school, I probably don't really think I can. Anyway, I'm not trying to give you an English lesson, but just just that your guides see you wishing and wishing, like if only, but there's not a lot of hope there in the sense that you believe it's possible. And I feel like that makes them sad. They see there's maybe a lack of trust. And I think that's what this readjustment is talking about. Even with the number 5 being about change, they're hoping that they can help change that for you, and hoping that they can help you be more hopeful. And maybe they're even kind of in a reflective energy of what can we do to make it more easy for group number 4 to trust? How can we be more reassuring with group number 4? How, you know, because it's a group effort. That's why they're your spiritual team. It's a team effort to help you get to this place where you can feel good about the signs you see and lean into them and embrace them and get joy from them and keep following them, you know, like, and having this unknown journey, because having unknowns can be really fun if you trust the person, you know, like if your loved one who knows you really, really well is like, I have the best birthday planned for you, and they don't tell you anything about what they have planned, you're probably going to be really excited and like, oh my gosh, what do they have planned for me? Because you love them and you trust them. But if it's a random stranger who planned your birthday, you're going to be like, oh shit, like, oh no, what if I don't like it? Why are you treating your soul like a stranger? What do you mean, what if you don't like it? I feel like I'm talking kind of weird for this group, but they want you to see the universe and your spiritual team as like the loved one who really loves you and really knows you and has the best birthday plan for you, because they do. And if they told you, it would ruin it. Yeah. So that's what I am seeing for this group. We spoke about, Pisces energy was coming through. Scorpio, which has also been coming through quite a bit today. Pisces and Scorpio. Also Capricorn and Aquarius energy are present here. And then this one is a little bit more specific, but it's Mars in Scorpio. So those could be extra confirmations for you if you or your person have these placements. But look, I just really want to confirm to this group that you're not crazy and that these feelings are here for a reason, and that your spiritual team is really, really, really encouraging you to embrace them and to make space for them in your life and to let them inspire you. You know, you don't have to look to the signs to tell you what to do, but if you sit in the emotion that the signs give you, it will inspire you to move. And when it does, you will be moving in the right direction. So that is all I can reveal to my lovely group number 4s at this time. But we are going to move into the extended now and basically do the same reading but for your person. So we're going to see what their experience of the connection has been like, whether it's similar to you or maybe it's different, and what their guides think of the connection. And then finally, we're going to see ultimately, well, we'll see what will be revealed, because this group there's mystery. We'll see what we can uncover about the future of this connection and what's going to end up happening between the two of you. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, I'm going to have that link down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment of this video. However, if you're going to leave the reading here, I want to say thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where you can watch tons of timeless, exclusive pick a card readings just like this one. And you can also decide on topics for future readings. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below. And finally, my vlog channel and my merch, which features the floating temple that was at the start of this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your person, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.